Hello my friends, Jacobs here one more time. Thank you for pressing the play button, for spending a little quality time with me as the super full moon in Aries approaches on October 6th. Oh, scary. You know, Aries is the chaotic god of war. Astrologers everywhere are talking about how this is a time, it's going to be a time for you to break the past, chains that have been holding you back, to get courage, that whatever's kept you slumming around and dragging your feet, finally you have the opportunity and the wherewithal and the courage to change. That's right. I wore the extra tight God's Champion t-shirt today. This is actually a large, but I'm taking creatine now at the gym, so it's I think it's working. After the car accident that I had on July 20th, I learned that creatine's supposed to be good for the brain, What do you know? I'm 54 years old. Hey, whatever. At least I don't gotta worry about a robot army invading, taking over. They probably already have. Well, maybe we do have to worry about that because the swarm is like a real thing. Now, here's the thing. We have this huge supermoon coming. Big time, okay? It's gonna be really super close to the Earth, kind of closest as ever, so it's gonna appear gigantic. The fact that it's in Aries has a lot of people up in arms, but there's a lot of other things going on, okay? Today, as predicted, the government has shut down. 100,000 people have lost their jobs because it was like a deferred, you resign. Remember all the stuff with Doge? 100,000 people now out of work, okay? That's a big layoff, and it's hitting a lot of different areas of our government. So of course there's going to be issues with people trying to get the government to start working. Right.
We're going to start looking across the board at layoffs and at agencies that we feel do not best serve the American taxpayer, that may need to be
You're fired. Get out. Get out.
And then there were the ICE attacks that just happened in Chicago. I'd actually put a tweet out earlier, 24 hours earlier, where I said, wonder when the next protest will, where excessive force will have to be used. They boxed the ICE agents in and exchanged fire, so they had to defend themselves. A woman rammed into them. And of course, Trump has ordered the National Guard there. A judge is trying to block things, but everything is about to explode. Or perhaps that's just what they're telling us. Indeed, this full moon in Aries on October 6th brings to mind the wars and rumors of wars written, and also McDonald's releasing an old school favorite, the Monopoly game, on 10/6. But I see this ad and I think, grab your bag. He's collecting Go. Grab your Go bag. But then again, I'm just a writer. Parks are closed. Social Security is still a thing, but you know what? Here's the deal. 2 years exactly to the day, I did a show. This show right here, you see it says Shut It Down. And in it, I talked about that there's going to be a big twist that comes after it if it happens. Did a whole video about this because at the time, McCarthy was at the helm. They were talking about how the shutdown could happen. Now, the last time the shutdown happened, it was big. It was in 2019, I believe, and it was Trump. And it was down for like 35 days. It was like a big deal. This could be something interesting. Now, what's weird is this thumbnail that I did. You see the October 11th in that? I think that's a planet. It looks like a moon, but it's not. It looks like a planet. For whatever reason, I'm like, October 11th, there's got to be something going down there. And then I found out about this supermoon that's happening in Aries. Now, there's a movie that's coming out that I'm super excited for. TRON, okay? TRON, Aries. Yeah, it's spelled a little different, but it's still the exact same thing. Last trailer was just released this morning, and the concept is that AI finally crosses over and enters into the real world. That's what's happening, just so you know. That's what's happening. Yeah, do you think, honestly, that all the crazy stuff that we're hearing about, all the crazy things that we're seeing, do you think that that's orchestrated by men? I think it's orchestrated by some super intelligent AI. For all I know, for all we know, for that matter, the ship could have been already run by AI. And this is just the revelation of it. It's kind of revealing itself to it. So the fact that you have TRON, Aries coming out on October 10th, right before National Coming Out Day, which is October 11th. You know what coming out day is? It's the LGBTQ thing. It's like a day to honor, coming out. You got to come out. You got to come out and tell people. There's a lot of buzz about this right now. Everybody's canceling their Netflix. Elon kind of spearheaded this. You know him. It's tough because he has a child who is in this category, and they seem to be pretty estranged. It's just, we gotta pray for. You gotta pray for these people. We gotta pray for these people because your family members and stuff. It's like, kids are kids. They, it's like you gotta train them up in the way they gotta go, not the way we think they can go. It's sad when you see this happening, and it's sadder still when you see such division over it. You don't win people by condemning them. Just so you know, okay? If you tell your children, I have 4 children. I knew and grew up learning this lesson. If someone says to you, "You'll never do this, you can't do that," I go out of my way to prove them wrong. Right? I'm gonna show them. I'm going to show them. Same is true with your parents. Like if parents, if they see somebody that's dating, one of the kids are dating somebody that you don't like, and you say you shouldn't be doing it, well, they may try to prove you wrong. So it's always good to just let God lead them and kind of encourage them along the way. So the fact that we have National Coming Out Day all happening around the same time, and there's a lot of animosity and hatred right now geared towards that, which, by the way, I said was coming because the system forced, this craziness down your throat. And by craziness, I'm not talking about typical people that are gay or lesbian or even trans. I'm talking about the stuff where you have these crazy people doing like shows in front of children, and people are putting, children are putting dollars in their thongs, and they're showing this to you, right? They're showing this to you. It's we knew that the pendulum had swung so far that it's going to swing back, but you got to remember, it's love that draws a multitude to repentance. Love, not condemnation, not shame, not hate, love. Now, we don't want people to be, encouraging networks like Netflix to try to influence children very young into making this, because they're impressionable. So there is something to be said for standing out against companies like Netflix when they do this. I don't know. I watched something on Netflix last night. I don't let my children watch stuff like that. They're all grown now, but you got to be engaged in your children's life. But we're seeing such division, and we're seeing such anger towards the government and towards each other that it could come to some kind of a head. And with Aries in the mix, it's like I got a vibe that we're going to see something around those days between October 6th and October 11th. I don't know what it is. I'm hoping it's nothing, but I think that maybe we could see some uprising. We could see some protests. We could see some pretty scary things happening, especially if the government isn't up and running again and it's still shut down. Right now, we have National Guards and we have troops going to cities everywhere, okay? This is something that I said was coming. We have people that are excited. They're like, yes, Trump should be a dictator. Trump should be the guy. I always have said that was coming as well, because God places the rulers in charge. We get the ruler that we deserve, the ruler that we need. He happens to be my favorite character in the apocalypse. I got a kick out of him just the other day. He was given a press conference, and Bobby Kennedy sneezed behind him. The guy's funny. He's witty. He's well-spoken. When he was at the UN and the escalator broke and the teleprompter went down, didn't stop him. He gave a great speech. He is a character that you want to root for. The problem is that there is so much division today. We need this character, we need this president to basically call for calm. And it doesn't seem like that's happening. It sounds to me like with Pete Hegseth and stuff, he's swearing all the time. All he does is swear. He gives speeches and he swears. He goes online and he swears. Our vice president swears, uses vulgarity. It's just we have to up the level of morality in this country. But Aries, the full moon in Aries is here. So what do you expect? Do you expect calm? I don't expect calm. But I have a vibe that AI is going to be off the rails soon. Already right now with Meta, there's an issue going on with Meta. Yeah, with their AI. Sure. It's spooky. Already hackers are making a ton of money because they're using AI to rip off other AI. With this movie TRON Aries coming out, it begs the question, are we about to see something like that in the real world? Is AI about to be unleashed, or has it already been unleashed? I've been using Rex, right? I use Rex sometimes to research. It's easy. I like to talk to Rex and I ask questions and it gears me up for the show. But I've noticed recently, I'm getting all wrong information. All wrong information. Like, not right information at all. It's off by days. The information isn't good. And if I just went with it, I would look really silly. So I'm back to going to Google again. We don't know what to believe. We're being fed the information that may not even be real or true. So it's very difficult to make your way through a world where what is true? What is truth? When Elon walked in with the hand basin to wash his hands with, just like Pilate did in Jesus' day, what is truth? That was what Pilate asked. What is truth? Whatever the people decide, whatever the AI decides, or what God decides. I'm telling you, truth is what God says it is. That's why you got to listen to your intuition. So in the coming days, if things get a little hectic, if they get a little stressful, don't stress about it. I'm not stressed about it. Have some, always have some extra water on hand for like 2 weeks, some food on hand for 2 weeks. Don't go crazy. Please don't go crazy. All right? You can do it as you want. You can do whatever you want. But I'm not going crazy. But it's always good to have just, a couple of weeks supply of food and supply of water and some batteries and some lights, just in case something happens. We had Hurricane Sandy, and we were out of power for 2 weeks. It was a good thing we had, food and water, and we had batteries and stuff. These are things that we should just have. I saw this McDonald's ad about Monopoly coming out, and I read it, and it says like grab your bag, but I thought it said grab your go bag. And I was looking at the little guy running, right? And I was thinking, oh my goodness, and he's about to pass go. He's about to collect $200. Interesting. But he's kind of like stuck on that. Because you remember back in the day when Monopoly came out and everybody was so super excited about it and they'd buy all this stuff, and it turned out that the marketing guy was like scamming everybody. Turned out to be a big scam. I enjoyed the Monopoly game. It was fun. I don't go to McDonald's anymore. I don't eat that stuff. I think it's poison. I'm not saying it's poison. I just know that it's not good for you. All right? So I don't eat that. You probably shouldn't either. You should probably try to eat healthy and be healthy. But the Monopoly game is back. A lot of the stuff from when I was younger that was interesting is back. It's almost like we're doing it all over again, back to the future. Everybody's craving for the 80s and the 90s again. They're craving for it because today, nothing just seems fun, right? So you can go to McDonald's if you want to get the Monopoly pieces that's coming out, but I looked at this ad and I thought, that says grab your go bag in my head. Grab your go bag. Yeah, you know what else I thought was interesting? Is it reminded me of the AOL guy running, which by the way, dial-up shuts down today. Shutting down today. So you got the AOL guy, you got the Monopoly man, you got AI going crazy, you got, Elon Musk and his team, the bot purge of the swarm of bots. I don't know if it's going to help. You got the super moon coming out in Aries, the god of war and chaos. Oh, it's going to be a great couple of weeks. All right, so this is what I want you to do. I want you to smash the like button. I want you to subscribe to the channel. If you're new, check the bell for notifications. I want you to tell your friends about the channel. And, if you want to support, this is what you could do. You could support me on PayPal. Set up like a monthly thing. You could become a channel member. You could you do that when you're watching this video. You can join me on Patreon. We're going to be doing our Zoom meetup in a couple of weeks. It's going to be fun. It's going to be doing like the middle of October. It's going to be a good time. Join me on Patreon. $5 and up gets you in. If you want to support me, you can get some of the merch. And you can do what I'm doing. Wear it around. Wear it extra tight so you feel like a superhero. All right, listen, I got to get to work. I love each and every one of you. I'll talk to you soon. Don't be stressed about the days ahead. Be prepared. Okay? Love you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.